Nintendo's WiiWare service had over 300 games released, and March is your last chance to get some of these amazing titles before the service goes down. In this retrospective series, I'm going over every notable WiiWare game. Check them out while you still can. Hey everyone, it's Mike from LWT. Thanks for checking out this latest retrospective where we go through a console's library and call out all the notable titles in release order. We've done quite a few consoles already and we plan to do a ton more this year, so check out our channel and subscribe to see when those come out. WiiWare was Nintendo's answer to PSN and Xbox Live original downloadable games. They already had Virtual Console, so the WiiWare service was added to separate new digital content from those older games. The service was released on May 12, 2008 with 6 launch titles, and games were released regularly through the end of 2012, with just a couple games coming out later than that. In the next couple videos, I'm going to go over all the notable exclusives for this service, breaking them up by year like usual. I'm going to try and make shorter videos so that they're more digestible, but I'm going to get them up quicker, which is especially important in this case where there is a hard deadline on these games. Like the main Wii library, there is a ton of shovelware I'm going to ignore. There's also a ton of amazing titles like Retro City Rampage, Mega Man 9, and the Bit Trip games to name a few that I'm not really going to get into because they're easy to get and play on other consoles right now. The Wii Shop is scheduled for shutdown on January 29th, 2019. At this point, you'll no longer be able to shop or download your games, but the more important date is March 25th, 2018, which is just a few weeks away. On this date, you can no longer add points to your Wii Shop account, so even though you can download your old games and still check out the store, you can't really buy anything, so make sure you've got what you want by then. So let's get right into the games. If you're an old school gamer and a fan of the NES or SNES stuff, you will definitely want some of the stuff I'm going to mention here. Also take a look at the shop in general because, I can't know about everything and there might be something great I did miss. Most games on the service are between $5 and $20, and that's one important thing to note is that even though this stuff is pretty old at this point, Nintendo hasn't put anything on sale. Everything is basically still the price it was at release, which is a shame for some stuff. For my personal example, one thing I want to pick up is all 5 episodes of Strong Bad, but they're $10 a piece, and that's crazy because you can pick the thing up on a Steam sale for probably less than $10 for the whole thing. So I can't justify that, but there are still some amazing exclusive games that you really do want to check out. So let's get right into it. In this video, we are covering 2008, and there are 10 games I really want to call out. The first 2 are launch titles. Let's get right into it. Lost Winds, which was released May 12, 2008. It is a puzzle platformer where the nunchuck moves your character while you can use the Wiimote to control the wind. And you can use that to move your character around, defeat enemies, and solve different puzzles. As one of the earliest WiiWare games, it's a great showpiece for the Wiimote usage in a smaller game, and it's a ton of fun, definitely worth checking out. Following that, one of my personal favorites, Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles My Life as a King. This is a town-building sim game with some RPG elements. In the game, you play a young king who's been chased out of your home kingdom with your 2 advisors and tries to set up another kingdom around a crystal he finds. The crystal lets the player build buildings, which adds residents to the town. You can also send adventurers out to dungeons to complete different missions. Overall, it's a ton of fun. It's a really great sim game, and it really uses that Final Fantasy license to a good effect, so I highly recommend it. A couple weeks after the launch of the WiiWare service, we get Dr. Mario Online RX. So this is the 4th Dr. Mario game after the 64 version, and in it we see the return of the single-player puzzle mode as well as 2-player battle modes and an online versus mode. So definitely something you want to check out if you're a Dr. Mario fan. A week after launch, Hudson starts putting their stuff out. They're a big publisher on WiiWare and a ton of this stuff is from them. So this is their first title, Star Soldier R. This is the 7th game in the Star Soldier series, which was a cult hit on the TurboGrafx. It features a classic vertical shoot-'em-up gameplay with new 3D graphics. Overall, the game is really fun, but it's definitely a scaled-back experience. The game only features 2 levels, and instead of the traditional level structure in these kinds of games, the game plays out like a time attack mode. There's only 2 stages, and you choose between playing either 2-minute or 5-minute courses. The game also has 2 power-ups. One increases your weapon power, and the other your shield power. Really, this is just for hardcore fans of the series, but it's still a really cool exclusive title for the service. Next up is My Pokemon Ranch, which is a WiiWare title that's a strange cross between Viva Pinata and the Pokemon box, which was released on GameCube. The game features a Pokemon Ranch where you can see your Pokemon in 3D and bring your Miis to take pictures of them together. You can also connect your DS versions of Pokemon Diamond and Pearl and store up to 1,000 Pokemon in the ranch from those carts. The ranch hand Haley will also give you information about your Pokemon and bring new Pokemon to the ranch. On occasion, you can also trade Pokemon with her. There's also some specific events that happen in the game, but not many. Overall, this is just kind of an update to Pokemon Box, a place that you could store your Pokemon, but because it wasn't updated over here anyway to support the newer games, it's not really that worthwhile. It's more of just a strange oddity. Into August, the game I mentioned earlier on, Strong Bad's cool game for attractive people. The first of 5 episodes come out, and the remaining episodes came out 1 each month. This is one of Telltale's earlier point-and-click adventures, and one of my favorites of that kind of genre before they dropped the puzzles for the more narrative structure they're using now. The game setting is taken from the popular website Homestar Runner, and has the player controlling Strong Bad as he interacts with different characters like Homestar Runner, Strong Bad, Strong Mad, the Cheat, just all kinds of fun stuff in there for fans of the Homestar Runner site. The game is a great use of the license with the same kind of humor, animation, and voice acting you'd expect from those characters. Following that, we have Alien Crush Returns, another Hudson follow-up to a great TurboGrafx game. This is a follow-up to their game Alien Crush, which was part of the Crush series, which included several fantasy and sci-fi themed pinball games. The game takes the original design of Alien Crush and features new 3D graphics and a new action ball mechanic, which allows the player to use new gimmick pinballs with unique abilities. It's a ton of fun as is, but the game also includes new stages and action ball types as DLC. To keep going with the Hudson stuff, we get Bomberman Blast next. This is the second downloadable Bomberman title following the fan favorite Bomberman Live on Xbox, and is a really interesting WiiWare release. The original version came out as a physical release in Japan, but Hudson removed a ton of that content and released it as a cheaper WiiWare version in all major regions. The WiiWare version of the game only includes the 8-player battle mode, with 10 of the 12 stages from the physical release. The story mode and other minigames from the Japanese release are not included in this version. The game can be played with Wiimotes and GameCube controllers to get up to 8 players into it. Definitely another notable title after that, World of Goo was an award-winning puzzle game that launched on WiiWare and was regarded as a must-play at the time. The game has the player using goo balls which connect and build a structure in order for the balls to reach a pipe and escape the stage. A certain number of goo must clear the stage, so you have to balance how many you use to build the structure versus how many are going to escape. The structure is also affected by weight and physics, so it can be pretty tricky to build. Right after that, we get Tetris Party, the WiiWare exclusive Tetris game also by Hudson. This includes 10 new single and multiplayer modes, some of which use the Wiimote and Wii Balance board in specific ways. Modes include Field Climber, Stage Racer, Shadow, and more. Just a ton of different variants on Tetris, which are pretty neat. The last notable game for 2008 is Space Invaders Get Even, and this is a really strange strategy action game based on the Space Invaders series. In Get Even, you control a UFO that's full of space invaders flying over a city. You send out your space invaders to destroy different buildings and enemies. The base game is considered the starter pack, and it's only $5. It includes 2 stages and a boss. There's also 3 DLC packs which feature 2 new stages and a boss each, and that basically makes up the whole game if you buy all 4 packs. And that's it for 2008. Next I'm going to do 2009. That'll be up in a day, so check that out. There's a lot of games in 2009. I'll see you guys then. Thanks.